Do you like basketball? Basketball, no. I like, but I'm not good at. Yes, I'm not.
Me too.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the State of the League podcast, the only NBA podcast where one of the hosts just rewatched Nuggets Clippers or just watched Nuggets Clippers for the first time, and the other one had it on in the background while I was playing Fortnite. I'm your host, Jack, aka Joestar. I should say the closing minutes of that game. I turned on Fortnite when Russell Westbrook missed one of those big, bad layups, and I was like, okay. I'm not putting myself through this. With me, as always, the world-famous Pablo Escobar. Pablo, how you doing today?
It was the first time I watched it because I saw Sinners last night.
Let's talk about that. I don't want to talk about Nuggets Clippers. Let's do 2 hours on Sinners.
It was good.
Hold on. You're going to be different. I was thinking
No, not that different.
I was thinking about this today. I was worried you were going to come on here and be like, yeah, I don't know.
I liked it. I just wish it took place over a longer period of time. I wanted it not to be in one night. I wanted like a slow that takes over the town or whatever.
Okay. That's not an awful want. You just want more of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't really have a problem with it. It's just it was a very different movie than I expected going in, where so much of it was like
musical.
Half the movie is just building the world and stuff. And I liked it. I thought it was really cool and everything. But it also wasn't as scary as I thought it was going to be. It was like more action filled. But yeah, overall, I mean, I fucked with it. I saw it twice and everything.
I was still very scared because I'm always being outside at night with strangers. I'm like, ooh, even if they weren't vampires, I'd be like, oh, don't go out there.
Whoa, there's people, they're dancing in the parking lot. Oh shit, dude.
Oh my god, that was so scary. Didn't appreciate the conflation of
Irish people are bad.
Yeah, vampirism with Irish.
Evil. That's what there's an Easter egg if you guys go listen to last week's episode where the Irish patron is like, I don't appreciate you painting our culture like that. And I said, aren't you people all vampires over there? Pablo had no idea. Yeah. He was cool. Remick, the main vampire. Oh my god. So sick.
I just can't get over the vampire thing. So I didn't think that.
You didn't think he was cool?
I really do hate I'm always on the side of humanity. I'm like, oh my god, I'm not letting that guy in. Oh my god! A spoiler alert, guys. Don't listen.
Here I'll talk. This is pretty sensitive still, guys. If you're waiting for Sinners to come out on streaming, you're a piece of shit. I want you to know that. like full force. You go fucking see it. Shell out however much money you need to. God damn it! It's such a good experience in theaters.
Well, I did see it in a crowded theater. This is my first crowded theater in a long time. There's no upside to a crowded theater. Guy behind me to the side, got to put his feet on the seat that's next to my head. I'm like, what's going on? Only guy in the theater who feels the need to do that. And
I don't know.
Disaster.
Crowded theater, sometimes it could be fun. I don't know if this necessarily is one. The second time I saw it, it was a pretty crowded theater. And all of the funny parts were better, I felt like, laughing along with people. Like when Cornbread says, being kind to one another. That's like one of my favorite lines in the movie when they're like, what are we supposed to be doing? And everybody laughed at that, and that was fun. But, yeah, crowded theater. I saw Dune 2 in a crowded theater. And it was a nightmare. The first time I saw it, I almost walked out. The people next to me they opened like 4 separate cans of drinks over the course of like a 2-hour movie. And they had like a duffel bag, like a bank heist bag full of snacks.
Oh, I feel like someone might have had a duffel bag. Oh, cough break.
Cough break. Hey, we had someone request to bring the cough breaks back. They said, it's just too fast now without them.
I think there's someone with a duffel bag in my theater because I heard some unzipping, and if I hear unzipping in a theater, I get nervous. I'm like, oh god.
I heard unzipping and ammunition locking into place, and I was like, oh, that
God.
doesn't sound yummy at all. Damn, I thought those were gummy
I'm
worms.
I'm at the top row. It's gonna be such a He's definitely gonna aim up here first.
Oh, shit, bro.
But when the lady yelled the invitation, I was so mad. I would have maybe.
That's
killed
what
her
I'm saying.
before she
Kill
did
her ass,
that.
dude.
Yeah,
Like-
we gotta take things seriously, guys.
Like, you literally could just thugged it out, you know? Your husband's already dead. And I get, it is a good motivator that they know about her daughter in town or whatever.
Yeah.
But, and I mean, also, like, I wasn't furious at it. Like, in the frame of the story, I was way cooler with that happening than in Avengers Endgame. Whatever, the one where they're fighting Thanos and one of the Chris's, Star-Lord. I can't remember who plays him. The guy from Parks and Rec.
Chris Pratt.
Yeah, they have Thanos like hypnotized or whatever. He's like unconscious, and Thanos reveals that he killed Chris Pratt's girlfriend, and then Chris Pratt's like, "You son of a bitch," and he like wakes him up by punching him, and their whole plan completely falls apart, and half the universe dies. This, in Sinners, I was way cooler with this spurring on the action.
I would have just stayed there all night.
I know you would have, pussy.
No, I'm safe and I'm strong because the sun is on my side.
Sun is on my side.
And I would have called the Navajo.
Did you stay through the
police.
credits?
Yeah, I wouldn't have been cool with those guys either. I would have been like, "Hey, you massacred everyone in my small town that I knew. It was 70 years ago or whatever. I'm still mad about it. So yeah, and now I'm rich and powerful."
I don't think they did anything. They just got turned. That's not. Well, I guess little Mary did
same.
kind of kick shit off there a little bit.
Yeah, and they're all the same. They all share the memories.
I guess. Yeah, I liked Remick as being so old that like he's not racist. It like loops back around where he's just like like he was like, yeah, fucking British people were mean to me, you know. We believe in equality. I think that's what he says. Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was a sick ass movie.
But yeah, so I watched Pistons Knicks last night, and then I fell asleep. So then I had to watch Nuggets Clippers.
Nice. We have some stuff we could kick off. We have 2 team funerals and then a couple anecdotes to start. First of all, Greg Popovich no longer head coach of the Spurs.
Rest in peace.
He's not dead. He's just the team president now.
He's the Popovich era is dead, and so we're never gonna get to see a full playoff series with Wemby and Greg Popovich. What a bummer.
Yeah. Yeah, it's sad, but at the same time, crazy ass run to get like how much more. It would be cool to be able to coach the GOAT and everything, but you know, 2 decades of just like, hey, we win a championship every 3-ish years, and we never win less than 50 games. And then DeMar DeRozan comes, and it's kind of weird, but that's not canon. Yeah, so sick-ass run for him, and I'm glad he's prioritizing his health. I'd be much more sad if he was like, I'm going to coach until it fucking kills me. I'm just going to die on the job.
Yeah. Crazy. Do you think he's the GOAT coach?
I guess it depends what you mean or everything. There's so many different standards. It's him, because like one coach with one team for this long ass time and just like an overwhelming amount of consistent high level success. That's his case. But then Phil Jackson, like, what does Phil Jackson have? 9 rings?
Yeah, but well, where's 1 or 2 from playing?
I'm not even counting those. Shaq 3-peat, Michael Jordan run.
Oh yeah, that is 9. Yeah.
And then who was coaching them in like the '07 and '08 seasons, the Lakers. Who was their coach?
Oh yeah, that was him. Yeah.
Damn, he's got 11 rings plus the one from playing. I think I probably still go Jackson just a little bit. But at the same time, I don't know. Jackson's whole case is like, hey, you can plot me and I'm a manager, you know? Personality manager. You get me in the most talented room in the world, I can make everybody get along.
Well, he's personality manager, but he was also annoying. He would like leak stuff to the media. He would just like be brutally. He would trash his own guys in the media. Be like, "Yeah, we lost that game because Kobe was too selfish," and stuff like that. And they'd be like, "It's Zen hypnotism," and it's like, I don't know. Well,
he's being objective.
Keep that in house. He's also lost his mind in
Yeah.
retirement.
This leads me into my next point. Have you seen so you are back on Twitter?
Yeah.
Have you seen Devin Carter's mom?
No.
Oh my God! Fuck! I don't have any of the stuff bookmarked. I'll send it to you. She has been popping up. I swear it's her. I like double checked. I think it is. Has been popping up as like an advertised account on Twitter. Like she's paying to get her tweets advertised, and she is losing her mind about like her husband Anthony Carter being cloned by the government and stuff. It's insane. Here, hold on. I'm sending it to you right now. This would be easier if I had your burner account, but whatever. I don't want to know you like that.
No.
There you go.
No,
I just texted it to you.
Okay. So are they still married? I'm the one.
I don't know. I didn't look that much into it. It's just this account that's like
Cassie Carter.
like going, and that is his mom's name. So maybe this is just someone impersonating his mom to do this. But like
that would be nuts.
I don't get the benefit to that for Devin Carter, like the most random NBA player.
And designer Joshua Carter. So, wait, the Miami Heat held a fake divorce over Zoom. What does that even mean?
Dude, I have no idea. But yeah. So if you think Phil Jackson's lost it, guys, go check in on Devin Carter's mom. But at the same time.
See, this is the problem with the internet. This should never happen to women. This should only be men. Only men should go through a divorce and then blame cloning as the reason why.
That's fair. I would argue that it's women's rights to be able to do that, and that like prior to the rise of the internet, they were kind of put in situations where cloning wasn't taken seriously enough. Like what was like the go-to ladies hangout in the 90s?
In the 90s?
Or the 50s. We're at the hair salon, and like you're going through a divorce, which in the 50s is the most dangerous thing in the world. You're like dodging bullets every day, and
they're just killing you instead of divorcing you.
You go to your ladies at the hair salon with the big crazy like head contraptions, and you're like, "Yep, they fucking cloned his ass." They would laugh you out of the building, and that's not fair.
They got him. Yeah. Which is worse? To have your mom be on the timeline saying your dad is a clone, or Scottie Pippen Jr. situation,
where he's having sex with his dad's best friend's ex-wife.
Yeah, his mom is Larsa Pippen, who is dating Michael Jordan's son.
Oh, probably the Larsa Pippen Jr. thing, just because. I mean, like I don't give a shit. Like it's obviously. I mean, who cares? But the worst people in the world, like Vernon Maxwell. Vernon Maxwell had a tweet that popped up on my timeline today where he was like, "Hey, if you could show me a straight Golden State fan, I'll show you a Utah Jazz fan that has a toothbrush." The joke there being that everybody in San Francisco is gay.
That's pretty good.
But if the Rockets were playing the Grizzlies, Vernon Maxwell and the people whose brains are wired that way, they would be like, "Yo, your mom's a slut. Your mom's not a human being for this." Whereas nobody who is like a serious person is ever going to go up to Devin Carter and be like, "Yo, what's going on with your mom, man?"
Don't let Jaylen Brown see these tweets, guys. Don't let Kyrie see these tweets.
He's got a lot of free time with the rehab and everything. Oh, no.
I saw. He's sitting front row at the Timberwolves Lakers game.
Oh yeah, I saw,
Yeah,
and
we
he's
don't-
not even in
don't-
a boot anymore. I saw that.
We don't want him. He's just staring super hard at Luka and LeBron. He's like, I played with both of these guys. These are clones.
These are
I would
clones.
know.
Luka didn't have that mole. These guys are so inaccurate. Oh my god.
Why his knee's not bleeding right now? Which it did bleed once, right?
I think so. Yes. Which like
What is that?
is that like
That's so
him-
crazy.
Is that like his demon mark or whatever? Is that like him entering Super Saiyan mode? Knee bleed Luka. And
Oh,
now
nice.
he's like he's got like extra touch on his shots or whatever. I don't know.
Do you know about Kurt Schilling, the bloody sock?
Is that when he was like pitching?
Yeah. And then he started a video game company. He produced a video game that I think was considered pretty good for its time, but no one bought it. And then it went out of business, and then he
Mhm.
lost his mind, and he became a conservative grifter type guy. And
It's weird how that happens. Have you
Well,
been
it's
seeing
just-
all the John Fetterman stuff?
no, what's he up to
There was
now?
like a big report that came out today about how mentally deteriorated he's been. I don't remember like all of the details of it. I remember there was like a number of things where like his wife was like, "This is not the man that I married. Why are you doing all of this stuff? You're acting super different than you were like 6 months ago." And then, but all of that was like an assistant staffer had reported that the wife. It wasn't like the wife going on record saying any of that. And then I think the big thing was that like on the day of one of his children's birthdays or birthday parties, he just like disappeared for like 6 hours to go to the grave site of some guy he went to grad school with and didn't tell anybody. Like his wife and all the staffers were like, "Yo, where's John?" And he like came back and pretended like he was like, "No, everyone knew that. I told everyone who was concerned. You guys are all insane."
Brain damage makes you conservative. Write that down, guys.
Oh, that lady got $200,000 for calling a 5-year-old the N-word too. Did you see that?
Oh, no.
Yeah, dude, you're out of the. What are you paying attention to these days? The playoffs.
I fully my Twitter is just full basketball. It's nice.
That's
I don't
boring.
and I don't look at the For You page.
Hey, it's not for me. It's for you. You know.
Let's see. What do they have at the For You page? Is it going to be a death?
Mine has literally. I don't think I've ever seen a death on Twitter before.
Okay, no, it's all basketball. Okay,
I'm
this is
saying,
nicer.
dude, my shit's pretty good.
Oh shoot, you're on here. Unfortunately, I think the path to Cade becoming better in the playoffs is not an ethical one.
It's not an ethic. We'll get to that, baby.
All right, back to Popovich. Yeah, I'm a Phil Jackson hater just because I think he's kind of a snaky guy. And then the triangle, I will give credit where it's due. Like, the triangle is not some mystery. Like, I feel like people always hyped up the triangle because they wanted basketball to seem as schematically mysterious as football and,
Yes.
and
It's
stuff
not.
like that. And it's like, yeah, no, triangle's got 80 different cuts.
Triangle's
yeah.
got 1 trillion possible permutations.
Yeah, you have to think in all 4 dimensions to play in the triangle, and then it also gives you a built-in excuse like, he if someone's not playing well, he doesn't get the triangle.
If I don't
Come on.
like Lamar Odom, shut the fuck. You can't run the triangle, dude. I'm not trying to.
He's-
Which like he could, but like that's just an example.
He did.
Yeah, I know.
And it just becomes this ridiculous. And there's a lot of triangle principles left in the league. Like Steve Kerr's system is built on the corpse of the triangle and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I do appreciate it in cough break.
Cough break. What does he appreciate it for, guys? Comment down below.
Comment down below and guess. I do appreciate it in the sense of it was a way to move Michael Jordan off the ball and just get movement from everybody, because Jordan was just on ball heavy under Doug Collins, and then it was like, what if we got some movement going on here? And then that's I love when guys are move off ball.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. To me, the triangles. It's like. To me, it's always kind of seemed, and it's not like an archaic idea, just because it happened a long time ago. It was like, hey, this is a way that we can get everybody involved, like make the entire other team play defense all at the same time while minimizing the mistakes that bad players make when asked to improvise, or like just not all-star players, especially like big men back in the day or whatever, where it's like, hey, if you ask this guy to like make a dozen reads, shit might not go so well. But if you're asking him to be like, hey, it could be this cut or that cut, or just swing the ball.
Well, there's 80 different cuts, you know.
Okay.
So
yeah,
that's
that's
a
for
lot of
everybody.
different
It's not just Bill Cartwright's not analyzing 80 things every time he touches the ball.
He had to. And Shaq did that too. He's genius.
That's why they were both bald. They thought themselves bald with the triangle offense.
Yeah, it makes you go bald, except for Phil Jackson.
Fuck. Well, I mean, really, Kobe, bald. Michael Jordan, bald. Shaq, bald. Bill Cartwright, bald. Scottie Pippen, he was never bald. Okay. It's kind of falling apart. Pau Gasol, that's one of the thickest heads of hair in the league. God damn it.
Derek Fisher. Now that's a bald guy.
Now, he was bald since birth.
And let's be real. The 90s Bulls had way more talent than everybody else.
It did not matter what they ran.
it like, what was the closest finals they had?
They got pushed to 6 a couple times. The last Jazz one, I mean, the documentary makes it seem like Michael Jordan lifted a mountain for them to win that finals. Which, I don't know, that's not entirely untrue, because, like, Pippen barely playing with back spasms or whatever. But yeah, probably that Jazz finals, or maybe the first one against the Lakers went 6. I can't exactly remember.
Yeah, but so you have by far the best player in the world who like averages 37 on like 60% true shooting.
And your team is going to score 94 points total. So 37 is like insane.
Yeah, and you're holding them to 60 because you have it's crazy looking back how modern that defense. Like that defense could still play. Well, they'd be worse cuz defense is harder.
Yeah.
But it's crazy how many big guys they had, how many big mobile guys they had. So that was just a nutso roster. But I won't completely poo-poo Phil Jackson because Doc Rivers wouldn't be 6-0 under Doc Rivers. I'll tell you that much.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then he coached the three-peat Lakers, which is Shaq is again at that point like literally impossible.
Unless you have him like spotting up from 3, like
yeah,
it's just it's hey. Can we get that guy the ball, maybe on the block? I think that could be good offense.
Although it must have been difficult because you have his co-star being
no. Get the rebound.
What the hell? No.
What the hell? Kobe Bryant when Phil's like, pass it to Shaq.
Pass it to Shaquille. You're shitting yourself.
What the hell?
Yeah, and then the Lakers were pretty evenly matched with those Celtics. So yeah, I mean, obviously he's one of the best coaches ever. But I'm pop-pilled because he won it with so many. Tim Duncan was the only constant. Mm-hmm. Well, no, I guess they had a Tony Parker.
Well, they literally Tony Parker, yeah. Monty Ginobili, Tim Duncan. Famously there the entire time.
But so how many? 5?
Yes, 5. Substantially less top-end talent. Even though, I mean, Duncan, so goated at like his peak or whatever. But, yeah.
But it's crazy to go from Twin Towers to, by the end, 2014 basketball. And they're, like, credited with people still talk about that offense as, like, one of the most beautiful aesthetic offenses ever, like 3-point shooting, ball movement. They were incredible.
Mm-hmm. I'm fine with that. I'm fine because Pop is cooler and I like him more.
Yeah.
Both
he
of
might
those
be
things.
A communist.
I mean, that's hey. In this climate, I don't know what I'm allowed to say about that. We're the most persecuted. Podcasters are the most persecuted job in the world right now. But
yep.
Pop. Yeah, he was just like, I don't know, very cool, very funny, and he's like, since I started liking the NBA, it's like him and LeBron have been the two constants. It's that Popovich coaching the Spurs, and LeBron is really good. And then everything else has just kind of like changed around those things. And yeah, I don't know. The NBA will definitely miss him. And it is, the Wemby thing really is unfortunate, because that would have just been like, to get like 5-6 years of him with Wemby, that would have been so cool.
Yeah, and I really do think like he is just such a good basketball mind. I would like to see what
Get him on Mind the Game, LeBron.
now that would be really good because he loves wine.
He loves wine, and he could be like, yo, Kawhi was fucking you up, dude.
Oh, I had a bad premonition.
Okay.
When Draymond retires, and if Steve Nash gets a job somewhere else, is Draymond going to be put on Mind the Game?
No.
I
Has
hope
to be a
not.
white guy. That's the rule. That's the rule of
please.
NBA podcasting.
Write this down, LeBron. I'm not watching if there's not a white guy.
Get a white guy. Because who am I in this equation?
Yeah,
you know?
I
Like,
can't
right now,
relate to you.
I'm Steve Nash, obviously.
That's literally me.
Every time Steve Nash talks, I'm sitting here going, that's exactly what I would have said. I knew all that already. And only when LeBron talks do I learn new things.
Because I had to figure out ways, because I'm not the fastest. I don't jump the highest.
Me
I'm like,
neither,
"That's me,
Steve
that's
Nash."
me." And LeBron is like, yeah, I jumped 20,000 feet in the air. Oh, I had to figure out how to bash people full power, but not rip through their body, like in Invincible.
Nice.
And stuff like that.
Speaking of LeBron, what are we? Hey, 26 minutes? You want to hit Lakers' funeral real quick?
Well, oh, shoot, 26.
Yeah.
All right. Lakers funeral cough break.
Cough break. All right, 26 minutes. Lakers
I was
funeral.
coughing a little bit during Sinners.
That's embarrassing. That guy with his feet
It
up was
wasn't-
probably like, hey, don't cough on my shoes.
No, I did a really good job holding it in, but near the end of the movie, I had an involuntary cough. It was forced out of me. It was crazy. But
you
and it was
ever-
entirely in my shirt.
Oh, nice. Do you hold your sneezes in?
No, I try and get it out.
I don't
because-
know how people do. Like, I'm not describing like when you get a tickle in your nose trying to avoid sneezing. I'm talking people who go like, and then like the sneeze doesn't come out at all. They just kind of like tense their whole body up.
No, that's horrible.
I don't understand it. My girlfriend does it, and I'm just like, me, when I sneeze, it's like,
She's going to die about 18 years too early.
fuck.
Yeah.
Damn. I'm going to be pissed. I don't want to do that for 18 years. Oh, my God.
Figure out something to do on the porch. Banjo.
Hey,
You
I'll
could do it alone.
pick poor Robin clean. I could do that. Okay.
I'd be. Oh my god! If vampires were singing that song outside my house,
You'd be scared?
yeah, and I'm in Mississippi, right? Where there's
Mississippi.
snakes. There's rattlesnakes.
Okay.
Was that a rattlesnake?
I think, yeah, something. Yeah, I think it was rattling.
It's hot. It's so hot in the summer. It's too humid.
Oh, my God. The summer enjoyer can't handle Mississippi.
Not a Mississippi summer.
You're such a.
enjoyer, I'll
Hey,
tell you that
whatever,
much.
man. Have you ever considered that, like, maybe winter is nice outside of the place where you live?
Where?
What do you mean, where?
Where's winter nice?
All over the place.
In Mississippi?
Winter in Japan could be cool.
Depends where. Hokkaido? They have record-breaking snowfall.
Ooh, I want to go sit with. I don't want to sit. That's what scares me. The monkeys in the baths in Japan, where like you get in like the hot springs and there's just monkeys like staring at you.
No,
I don't like that at all.
I'm not getting my junk. I'm not getting my junk out around monkeys. They might give it a tug. Not looking for that.
Okay. Lakers. I'll do a new timestamp for this. 28 minutes. Lakers funeral. Yeah. So Lakers in 5. Exactly opposite wrong. It's the worst. It's the worst thing that Shannon Sharp's ever done was make that prediction.
Where did he say that? I keep seeing people talk about him saying. Did he say it on First Take? Is he still
I think he
on
said it all the
ESPN?
time. No, he's not on ESPN. He had to step away to protect his family. I don't.
Did you
know.
see him yell during his podcast?
No.
Here, I'm gonna pull it up. It's crazy.
I only
he
saw
just yelled at someone off screen.
his apology for like all this stuff. His like, I'm stepping away to make stuff to protect my family. He screenshotted the text that his publicist sent him. It was a text that was sent to him that he then just posted the picture of. What a fucking idiot. Oh my god.
And people were so disgusted because he's dating like a 19-year-old. And they're like, you don't know how to use your phone and you're dating a 19-year-old? What do you...
Yeah. How do you guys even communicate?
Wait, where's... But...
They call me on you and say, what's your phone number? Where you gonna be? Who that? Shut the fuck up.
Oh,
and he was looking off screen. Like he was in normal podcast and there's... It was crazy.
That's how a bad parent talks to a dog.
And they're like, he's got her locked up down there or something. I don't know who he was yelling at.
Damn.
Yeah, he's nuts.
That's crazy. Well, fuck Shannon Sharp, and I won't say fuck the Lakers. Cause hey, give me 24 hours, I might be in a similar spot. They lose to the Wolves 5 games. The Rudy Gobert game is what decides the series. 27 points and 24 rebounds. I believe both of those are playoff career highs for the Frenchman. 80% from the field. All of the size concerns about the Lakers were like, they pretty much came to fruition in this game. Rudy Gobert looked like Hakeem Olajuwon out there. That's wrong. He looked like Shaq, though, for sure. Just dunking everything, rebounding everything. The Lakers as a team had 10 second chance points. Gobert by himself had 9. And yeah, I mean, it was just an incredible game for him. And then I thought Randall was really good in this game as well. Randall was really good in this whole series. But in the fourth quarter of Game 5, Randall dropped 11 points. I think Luka and LeBron combined had 10 in the fourth quarter. And it was like a tie game headed into the fourth. So Randall pretty much like brought this home for Minnesota in what was a dog shit shooting night for Anthony Edwards. That he still, I mean, I'm going to sound like such a hater here. It is insane to me that it happened twice in a row where it's like, hey, closeout game, 30% from the field or whatever for Anthony Edwards. And it's just like pure glaze for him the entire time. He's the King Slayer. He's taking down his idols or whatever. And it's like, yeah, he was not, I think he was worse in Game 7 versus Denver than he was in this Game 5. I thought he still had a lot of impact in this one, which like he did versus Denver too.
He had 8 assists and 0 turnovers.
Yeah, and so for him, like that's the Kobe Game 7. Hey, he had 18 rebounds. He found a way to impact the game, you know. So yeah.
Kobe like wasn't even getting the assist. It was like his missed shots are really, they know to rebound him, and so that's how he helps.
That's how he impacts the game, man. But yeah, Ant hate aside for me, tough. Just a disappointing loss if you're the Lakers. Disappointing end to the season because you saw a lot of promise down like that final third once Luka and LeBron kind of got rolling, even though I think the advanced stuff like net rating and all that ended up being worse than I initially remembered. Regardless, to go out in 5 and to lose in this fashion is pretty sad. But LeBron had an MCL sprain, so it's not canon. I don't know if you saw that.
Oh, no. What is it?
He would have been out 3 to 5 weeks. He sprained his knee in Game 3 or 4, but he was brave and he played through it. And
how do we know this?
It got reported after the fact.
Was it Dave McMenamin?
I don't know. I don't fact check. It's just journalism. It's a podcast.
Remember when LeBron lost the finals and then he came out in a hand brace?
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, yeah, tough series.
Tough series.
and Luka, he said, my back is really messed up.
Would have been way
that
funnier.
one is more believable, but still.
In the finals, well, because Luka was moving like shit. LeBron looked very normal in.
But he's
series.
also fatty. So.
Yeah, so that might be it. He might have, gout or whatever, and that's what's causing him.
Luka only gets pirate diseases.
Luka's got scurvy
He's got
because he's been eating
scurvy.
Jack in the Box since he moved to Los Angeles.
That would be the sideline report. Yeah, you guys are wondering what all these lemons are for. Luka's got scurvy.
Luka's got scurvy.
He's getting lemons in timeouts.
The problem is he won't eat fruit or vegetables, so we have to trick him into it. We're like, hey, this is a sour warhead candy, and he's like, oh,
nice.
I like those.
This good stuff.
Yeah, but so, I don't know. LeBron and Luka, definitely not. When I said Lakers in 6 here, I expected both of them to be much better. What about you?
Yeah, I don't remember if I made any.
You don't
said
have strong
anything,
opinions.
but-
You're kind of like a weenie, so it's fine.
Well, I'm kind of a radical centrist. I'm kind of in the middle.
You see both sides?
In between both sides. So yeah, but I feel like I probably thought the Lakers were going to win if we go back to the hoop venue preview, because I would have bet on just Luka and LeBron forcing Rudy Gobert to play their brand of basketball and just bullying him, and then the rest of the team.
Cough break. The Gobert
Cough break.
switch for LeBron was ass in this series. It was not good offense. You could argue, I'm sure, Luka had like the baby hook over him and a couple other good highlights, and maybe the per possession Gobert isolations or whatever bear out pretty well for when Luka does it. Every other Laker on the floor, if they had Gobert on an island on the perimeter, they got nothing. It felt like he held up incredibly well on those switches, which historically, I mean, it's fake news that like that's the way to get him. I feel like, and not if you have like peak or really good versions of LeBron and Luka. It's not fake news for that. But generally speaking, when someone says, small ball is his weakness or whatever, that's just wrong.
He held up well against Durant and Booker last year too, but he did get bullied by Luka last year. And there are times where he gets bullied, like he got bullied by the Jazz years ago.
Yeah.
But they also had horrible perimeter defense.
If Luka has a role man, maybe that changes. I mean, I do genuinely.
Did you want more Jackson Hayes? Are
No.
you part of the anger train? There's a lot of anger.
I saw those kids you posted.
Yeah,
on TikTok.
those kids are awesome.
Why did he not play Jackson? Which like,
Who the heck is Maxi Kleber?
when I was 10 years old or whatever, would have said the exact same thing. Would have been like, Jackson Hayes is literally our center, and we're not playing him. Wow. No, I really hate Jackson Hayes. Not even just as a person, but like, I thought he was bad in this series, and I thought it was just, they don't have anything. And it's not like him being the pick and roll partner with Luka was gonna really move mountains or anything. You need like a serious, like big, like a Derek Lively archetype.
I went and watched his game 1 minutes. I didn't go beyond that because they were so small. But like, yeah, there were 2 times in his 9 minutes where he fumbled a lob or just like catching the ball. And I mean, I don't know if he necessarily messed up spacing as much. There was the stat about there was more help on drives when he was on the court. I did think his rolling activity did open up shots on the 3-point line. But also, you know what else opens up shots? Playing 5 out with LeBron and Luka driving. And so
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a believer Jackson Hayes would have swung the series. I was surprised Tim Legler was very, very mad about it. He was like saying JJ's like too stubborn and stuff like that. I'm like, I thought you guys were friends. I wonder, fan theory, parasocialness. Tim Legler gets passed over for coaching jobs a lot. Like his number one dream is to be a college head coach. He wants to be a coach, but no one will give him a chance. Cough break.
Cough break.
Even though he's clearly a great basketball mind and stuff. And I wonder and he was on JJ's podcast all the time, and they would talk X's and O's. And I wonder if there's some animosity. Maybe he wanted to be included when JJ became a head coach, maybe get me in there as an assistant or something, and it didn't happen. But parasocial fan theory, 0 evidence.
Yeah, I'm not Jackson Hayes pilled in any capacity.
Are you upset about Maxi Kleber being played?
No, I mean it's like I truly felt
He didn't play in 2 months.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care. Like at that point, it's not like it's game 1, and JJ's like he's starting. He's our 6th man or something. It's a fucking must-win game, and your team has had like 0 spark, and you just played the entire starting lineup 45 minutes. You might have to look to different avenues to get some contributions. Yeah, I mean, I'm not that surprised that happened. I'm not surprised that it didn't look that great either.
And we know Maxi Kleber can be okay. Like there's
I've
a
seen
potential.
it happen.
I've seen him be solid. I've even seen him be good.
Yeah, which
Jackson
Mavericks
Hayes?
fans want to kill him, or they did at one point. But
Yeah.
I've seen it happen.
Jackson Hayes, it's like Bigfoot. Whoa! He's over there.
He's over there. And
Then when
I'm
you go
like,
there, there's nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. Terrible Austin Reeves series, which I think exacerbates all of the stuff that we're talking about here in terms of their depth isn't good. They're desperate for, Kleber minutes or to like open up some form of paint offense for Luka.
And we got to remember, this is the same Timberwolves defense of last year. They bully small guards.
Yeah. Reeves is terrible. I mean, I saw it happen last year with Jamal Murray wasn't healthy, so it's not canon. But if Jamal was healthy, I don't know how much differently it would have gone. Reeves, a ton of turnovers, really bad efficiency. What did he shot like 42% from the field with pretty mid 3-point shooting as well, I believe. And then
in this final game, he's 2 for 10 from 3, 5 for 14 overall.
How many turnovers?
I'm getting the data. I'm getting 6.
Yeah, no, he's and so then also on the other end, we talked about this. The Lakers defense strategy of 100 miles an hour, we try really hard all the time and we never make any mistakes. Did not work. They could just kind of, it was like, hey, Reeves, get up here. Luka, come over here, pal. We're gonna drive past you real quick. And
there's some definite foot off the pedal moments in terms of rotations as well. Like LeBron didn't move, and then they got a wide open corner 3, and didn't go well. And then Rui came out after the game. He's like, we just didn't rebound, which like for all the complaints about not playing a big, like all these guys are supposed to be good. You're
supposed to collectively rebound.
4, 6, 8 guys who are all like, and LeBron and Rui are huge, are like strong.
Josh Hart, he averages 1 million rebounds. He's 6'4".
Yeah, like I don't like if you tried at it, maybe it would go better, but they didn't.
Yeah, just a lot of this Lakers team kind of revolved around momentum, like a self-sustaining engine of momentum where we're flying around on defense and it's making our lives easier on offense, and we're scoring a lot on offense, and then that makes us get like, we get to play defense set in the half court and all this shit. And if you don't ever get that engine, the self-sustaining thing really started, then it's very hard for you to, like, I don't know, string together a bunch of stops if you're LA or whatever. There's always somebody on the floor who didn't get to touch the ball last possession, or who's been in for 38 minutes already, who doesn't make the rotation, and now you're fucked. Yeah. And so I don't know. It's pretty much all I have on the Lakers specifically. From the Wolves' perspective, you're up. This is sick. You're doing good.
Yeah, and they should be favored to beat whoever comes out of
Warriors,
Golden State,
Rockets.
Houston.
Yeah.
McDaniels has been I don't know what his
I got him
the series
here.
at.
17.6 rebounds, 65% true shooting. He shot 38% from 3 and 64% on 2s.
Yeah, that is great. And maybe it looks different when he doesn't get to bully Luka off closeouts and stuff, but no, he was great.
If you get 14 points per game from him coming into the postseason, I'd be like, yeah, that's cool. I'm happy with that. So, yeah.
I was thinking, so Randall has a player option. Now he's playing well. Does that mean he's going to opt out if he keeps this up?
I really don't know. I can never predict those things well, but I guess it would depend on like the vibes of how like the season actually ends for them and everything. It's easy to say, he wants to stick around and be part of a really competitive situation that he's found his way into right now when things are super dope and I'm beating the shit out of Jackson Hayes. But now, like, I don't know, if you have like a resounding defeat at the hands of the Thunder or whatever and somebody offers you a lot of money, although I don't know who would, even with him playing well. I'm just like, who?
Yeah, again, nobody has space.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I would say he'll probably pick it up if I had to guess. And he was great in this series. Like I said, 23, 5, and 4 on 61% true shooting for Randall, where the series averages. He had 7 turnovers in game 1, and then through the final 4 games, he had 6 total turnovers. And yeah, he rocked. He rocked. I was very wrong about him in heading into this series.
I apologize to Julius Randle. I thought he was a terrorist who could never be rehabilitated, but over the course of this series, over the course of these 5 games, he was good.
And that's what should have happened with Osama bin Laden. The United States Navy SEALs kind of took matters into their own hands, played judge, jury, and executioner, but in a just world, he would have been brought to courts, tried, found guilty, rehabilitated, and let out.
Yeah, I would have bet on his rehabilitation over Julius Randle's before the series.
I don't know. I should have dug my heels in more. I said to you a while back, I was like, is it possible? And you were like, no.
I said no.
And I was like, that's fine. I'm not going to like die on this hill. But I should have. I should have died on the hill.
But also, he did just have a new kid.
Hey, Fred VanVleet moment?
Yeah, so maybe not real, maybe not canon. Maybe this is temporary power boost.
Okay.
But one of the big
I got a head itch.
Oh. Well, I have to wait till he puts his headphones back on because I'm about to make a brilliant.
So I'm not listening to whatever you're saying right now.
Yeah, we know, idiot. So one of the new metas, well, the meta it's been building for a little bit, but really what's very noticeable all across these playoffs is you need more than ever multiple rim protectors. You need heavy secondary rim protection, and so first off, you need a primary. Lakers didn't even have a primary rim protector, but the teams that are getting rim protection from everywhere are doing well. Like Jaden McDaniels can protect the rim. Julius Randle. Not a vertical shot blocker or anything, but he's big body.
Cade Cunningham can protect the rim.
Cade Asar, and Edwards at times. Naz Reid, like this is a team that can move around, they can shuffle the chessboard, and they could be okay in a lot of different situations. It's very, very impressive, and their depth. So they've played 8 guys pretty much, and then I do still feel like Terrence Shannon can do stuff, but he hasn't been getting minutes. I don't know.
I'm not going to hold my breath on that developing. Yeah.
And then will we see any Jalen Clark, do you think, over the course of the playoffs? Because he is like, he played better defense on Shea than like anybody in the regular season.
I think it's possible if I think if OKC forces their hand a little bit, where it's like Shea 45 or something, and it's like, okay, we gotta get someone out there who can just work their ass off and try.
Yeah, what if we just put him on Steph? If the Warriors advance, what if we just throw him out there?
That's possible, because one thing I will pay attention to, at least if in the Warriors matchup, is like,
if it happens.
Yeah, I don't know. We said the Warriors would wrap it up, and the Rockets obliterated them.
And the opposite of anything we say will happen.
Yes.
The universe operates to spite us.
Hey, that's all right. As long as I can keep doing the podcast, I don't care if I'm wrong all the time. So, do you figure who would guard Steph to start?
Maybe Conley, I suppose.
Oh,
you don't want to tax Anthony Edwards with that.
That's what I'm saying. It's like Ant seems like the option, but like
McDaniels is probably on Jimmy.
Yeah. So it's interesting. It's interesting because Conley will get eaten alive. I feel like that is just not going to work.
Maybe a cheeky DiVincenzo in the starting lineup.
That could happen. I'm not. Yeah, that's definitely in the cards. Yeah, that's just what I think about. Is like, hey, if it boils down to Ant having to guard Steph a lot, then maybe that's when we dip into the. It's Jalen Clark, right? I always get him and Jalen Wells confused for some reason.
No, Jalen Clark.
Yeah, and so Jalen Clark, that's maybe when you see it. It's like, we don't want to fucking put 1,000 miles on Anthony Edwards and have him exhausted 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter or something.
Who would you be more worried about? How would you feel about a potential Rockets matchup?
I mean, I'm more worried about the Warriors. Just because, I mean, shit, you think about like the way that the Rockets have rebounded, the way that rebounding has been the Rockets' like key to survival. The Wolves are a big team, dude. Like if they commit to boxing out and stuff, it's not like you'll completely stonewall the Rockets, especially in those...
they're still just better, Şengün and Adams, than anybody they have rebounding. I
mean, Gobert's a great rebounder. Gobert's a great rebounder. I really do think that if you make it Randall's job to just physically match like Şengün or somebody, he would do a valiant effort. I don't know, like Şengün would probably still get his or whatever. But like, I don't know. If Gobert can make Adams less of an instant nuclear bomb on offense, which is kind of what he's been in this Warriors series, if Gobert and him can just kind of like cancel each other out, Houston's offense is, it's worse for sure. Then you're just kind of like, hey, we need a Van Vliet or a Jalen Green game to stay alive tonight.
Yeah. Oh. But yeah, the Timberwolves, Anthony Edwards' processing of the game has been a crazy leap. Yeah, they're impressive. They're impressive.
Okay. Let me see. Do we have any requests? Rockets, Timberwolves, Warriors. Do we have any Lakers requests? I don't think I saw any. We have 2 Timberwolves. I said the real Gavin. Hello, my favorite social media superstar influencers, sunglasses emoji. I hope a Lakers funeral is also in the works. It is. I forgot to put that. I said we were talking Pistons, Knicks, and then Nuggets, Clippers. I forgot to put all this other shit in there. I'm very relieved that the Wolves took care of business, and it didn't stretch to 6 or 7. I was very tired of watching Luka.
6'7".
6'7".
You know that.
Jaden McDaniels. He's probably like 6'9".
I think, yeah.
Parentheses, and even LeBron flop and cry. So that's Luka and LeBron were being crybabies. Can't wait for round 2 to start. I think a Warriors series would be fun. Plus, Wolves have home court, LOL. Parentheses, 6 versus 7 seed. Okay. But let's get to business. If you guys were in the MLB, what would be your walkout song? Till we Patreon converse again. TRG.
The Bleach spiritual pressure song.
Mine might be. What would be a good one?
I'm the best.
Mine would be international players anthem when that verse kicks in after the Andre 3000 verse, and then it's like. That would be mine for sure. My bitch a choosy lover, and then that's what I would write. That's what I would walk out to. What is Nas Reed's name? Says Timberwolves. After a fantastic showing against the Lakers, which matchup would be better for the Wolves, Rockets or Warriors? WNRN. We just talked about this, so why don't you pay attention?
Yeah, I think the Rockets, just because they have less offensive options, and I would have to check how Şengün has performed against them, because I would think Gobert can guard him well, and Randall does have enough strength to match him. He against the Warriors, like Draymond is the only guy who can handle him. It's crazy. But if he still kills them, then you don't like that matchup. But still, they just feel more limited. You don't want to go in 2 series against a good defense, Steph Curry, Jimmy Butler, even if they were bumping pelvises.
Yeah, no. That might make him even... Hey, Vernon Maxwell. He's right. If you show me a straight Warriors player, I'll show you a bruised pelvis.
Write that down, guys.
Guys, write that down. Tweet it at Vernon Maxwell.
They're contusing in the locker room.
Nice. It's contusion. They're contusing against me. All right. So that's it for Timberwolves, Lakers. Where do you want to go next? What do you want to talk about?
Lakers. LeBron James, of course.
LeBron James. Who do you want to talk about next? 55, I'll call it.
What else do we got? Did anyone... We forgot to acknowledge the Heat got eliminated
Bro, I don't give a
Screw
fuck.
those guys.
Oh my God. I can't... Yeah. Sorry, Heat fans. But yeah, I just don't care. Pistons?
We trashed a man, and then he had a big game. That happened.
With Rockets?
Yeah.
Well, it happens. I'm not that upset about it. I'm happy to see him play well.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Well, yeah, we'll do Pistons next.
Okay. Pistons funeral. So the Knicks win Game 6. It's cheating. It's fake, obviously, because refs blew the game-winning 3-point attempt for Tim Hardaway Jr., and so none of this counts. We should be going to MSG for Game 7, and I'm not talking Chinese food.
Okay.
Jalen Brunson, he's good.
He is unbelievable.
Not a ton of other ways to put that. The last bastion of 2000s brained basketball. This was a genuine, tough shot clinic. He took 14 shots in the fourth quarter and shot 30%. And still, everyone walked away from that game being like, God damn it, he is good. Finished Game 6 with 40 points, 7 assists. He shot 65% on twos, even though he did have that efficiency in the fourth quarter. Asar did an incredible job defending him, too. And the game-winning three-pointer, that's the big clip that everyone will replay. Asar got obliterated. It's one of the nastiest crossovers I've ever seen in game. He flew 10 feet. But for the most part, in the fourth quarter, Asar did an incredible job on what is a really, really, maybe the most difficult backcourt guard in the league, just in terms of not fouling and sticking with him through all of this. Obviously, there's Steph and some other big ones, but Brunson's just a really difficult solve.
He's just crazy because he is an off-ball player. He starts off the ball all the time, and they just free him up in these spots. He's an off-ball player who doesn't shoot that much off movement, and he's not a athletic lob threat or big-time cutting to the rim threat. It's
literally head of steam maxing is the off-ball shit, it feels like.
Yeah, it's just he runs around to get guys off him. They just create little closeouts, and then he just exploits those. And he bumps his little. He's like a little tank. He bumps that into you to create space, and then he could turn either way, make jumper. It's crazy. He just can score from so many different angles, and he creates so much space even against bigger guys. And his shot He's an insane shot maker. He was just, by far, it felt like one team had a superstar in this game, and then the other team did not.
Yeah, it was just and you would go stretches where that sentiment would fade into the background a little bit, because most of this game was a rock fight where everybody was just beating the shit out of each other, and it was just very, we were getting it out the mud in a lot of ways, and that sentiment would fade, and then Brunson would make a play, and it would just leap back to the forefront of my mind. It's just okay, that's really what's happening here. Maybe we'll go 2 minutes without getting a Brunson shot like that, but then goddamn, it's okay, once this gets down to nut crunch and time or whatever, they're going to be able to go to Brunson, and Detroit is not going to be able to go to Cade or Hardaway or whoever. And ultimately, that's kind of what happened. Even though, yeah, so Cade, 25, 9, 8, and 3 stocks on 51% true shooting with 6 turnovers per game were the final series averages for him. He shot 18% from 3, and in Game 6, he went 0 of 8. So, yeah, he had a couple big games, and ultimately I think his impact probably a little bit prettier than those averages would imply, but especially in the closeout game, this was a very clear foil between these two guys, where Brunson you could extremely rely on to go get a basket whenever you wanted, and Detroit was just like, Cade's our best option for doing that, and it still just didn't work.
Well, so wait, he was 0 for 8 from 3, 9 from 22 from, what's 22 minus 8? 14?
9 of 14 from 2?
9 of 4, yeah, that's not bad. And it's just, they really they gave him space to shoot these pull-up threes. They were almost entirely pull-up threes, and he couldn't make any of them. So that was a big issue. Like, if he hits 4 of them, or even 3, or 2.
What did he have in the fourth quarter? let me pull this up.
But I thought this was an incredible passing game from him. I think he only had 3 turnovers, and there was only one typical stupid Cade turnover where it's like, nah, that guy won't reach his arm out.
I was talking. There was someone. You would have thought it was funny. There was someone on Twitter. You know the meme where it's like the monkey like being like, while the lion like yells at him or whatever.
I don't know. Maybe if I saw it.
Well, it's like when you successfully rage bait someone or whatever. And I was like talking about Cade, and I was like, yeah, something turnovers, blah blah blah. And they were like, yeah. Maybe when he stops running into guys and dribbling the ball off his foot, that'll be better. And I was like, what can I even say about that? He kind of cooked.
Like the turnover that happened in this game, it's just like he's dribbling and his roll man, I think it was Duran, he does the pick and roll. The roll man is directly to his side. He's just staring at him right there the whole way down.
Holy shit, Jalen Duran, you're right here.
And then passes to him. And Towns reaches his arm out and deflects it. I'm like, what do you think? I'm like, is he looking beyond him to the other 3-point line? I'm like, I don't think so. I don't know. It's just, there's too many bad ones. So he's got to clean that up. He has to be a high level shooter. Like, yes. I feel like he has to have like Anthony Edwards pull-up games.
I don't know about that. Like, that's I mean, I don't know if he needs it. I'm just saying, like, I will not be holding my breath for like who's gonna take the next Anthony Edwards shooting leap.
That's probably too far, but he's because he has to find efficient ways to score consistently against high-level defenses.
I wonder what he shot from the mid-range in this series. Because his rim percentage and, like, if he was asked from all 3, his efficiency would be much worse than this. I figure his mid-range was pretty solid because he was bad at the rim and he was very bad from 3, obviously. And so, yeah, I don't know if you feel good about that or if you feel bad about that, where it's like, you know, the quote-unquote easy stuff, that's what we got to get better at. The hard stuff we had mostly figured out.
All right, so I got the stats for you. He was 54% at the rim in the playoffs this year.
Not ideal. Not ideal.
Short mid was 47%. Not bad. Pretty consistent with regular season. 45% from long mid. Don't want long mid at all. And then. So yeah.
What do they count an elbow jumper as? Is that short or long mid?
So shots outside of 4 feet, but inside 14 feet.
That's long mid?
Inside the free throw line distance. That's short mid.
Oh, okay.
Long mid is 14 feet to the 3-point line.
I'm cool. I don't know. There's probably several elbow jumpers in there, and like I don't know. This doesn't really have anything to do with like the overarching takeaways from this series, but any Cade elbow jumper, I am cool with. I'll say that much.
Maybe. So mid-range is a pathway for him because that's clearly where he's the best at right now. So maybe the pathway to replicate is Kawhi, just like getting you have your spot, or Bryce Sensabaugh, you try and get to your spots and then just try and hit it.
Maybe Kawhi or maybe Bryce Sensabaugh.
Because Bryce Sensabaugh is like Kawhi if he was locked in the Kung Fu Panda prison, and then one day there will be a feather.
Yeah, one day that feather's gonna float on down.
But yeah, so maybe the mid range, but really the pull-up three's got to take strides, and that'll make the passing way easier.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm also still in the camp of I think he's too overtaxed as a ball handler. I don't want full-time point guard Cade. And part of the reason why is I do want more of him on defense, because there's very clear flashes of him being really good
He's
on defense.
great, like some of the plays he makes, and this was he has blocks that would make anybody's highlight reel in this regular season, like chase down game-winning blocks or help side rim protection game-saving blocks. So the efficiency and the turnovers for the series pretty rough, but I agree with you. It was very much like, hey, Dennis Schroeder, what are you gonna kill me? Hey, Tim Hardaway, are you gonna stab me? Go ahead, I don't care. We're taking care of Cade Cunningham, and then additionally, this series, like, Cade probably looks a lot better if Malik Beasley doesn't shoot like that the first 4 games. The final game, Game 5, he was incredible. I think he had nearly 30 points. But I remember
he had 20.
Okay. Oh shit! It just felt like 30, I guess.
6 of 13.
What did Beasley? Do you know his averages through the first 4?
No.
Here, if you yap, I'll pull them up.
But yeah, they're an interesting team to look at and think of, like, applying this to Orlando, because they were kind of in the same spot as Orlando. Well, they didn't even have a good defense.
27% through the first 4 games. No shit, that was what, 7 of 26,
and that's the best shooter in the world.
What's 26 plus 8? 34. 8 divided by 34. 24% from 3. God damn. Yeah, that's tough. And so, I mean, Kate, you lose your best, like, 3-point play. That's like if Jalen Duren bricked every dunk he took the entire series.
And he's going to be a free agent next year, or this year.
Mm-hmm.
So how much is he going to get?
Probably a lot of money.
Are they? They should be able to keep him. They're not paying anybody yet, are they? Is Cade's extension kicked in?
I am not familiar with their books right now. I think they'll probably try to keep him. I don't know how sustainable
he
it
loves
is.
being there. But yeah, this is an interesting team because they went out and got guys who were shooters, like, they can shoot, but all their teams were tired of them. The Bucks had Malik Beasley. They're like, this guy's the worst defender.
We want
on
Gary
the planet.
Trent.
I'm sick of this guy. The Mavs had Tim Hardaway Jr. They hated him, famously. Sixers had Tobias Harris. Hated him. Like, they went out and got all the most hated shooting guys, and it worked out for them. Just surrounding. It's like going out and get it's like the equivalent of getting offensive line help. The Bears did this in the offseason. We'll see how it goes, but you just need some bodies out there sometimes to raise the floor. So Magic, get some shooters, and we'll see.
Wow, really insightful stuff there.
It'll help him out and then Pablo can have 5 turnovers a game. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
What did he finish? Somehow he finished like 52% true shooting.
He's really bad in the last, like, 2 or 3 games. He was extremely inefficient.
See, when you're a Pablo skeptic, every big game feels so big. And it's
yes. Well, it's because, like, you're arguing against someone who doesn't give a shit about. Like, you say, it fell to 52% true shooting. They don't care.
No.
No one who walked into that series being like, yep, playoff riser. Nobody gives a shit about that. And I don't know what, I don't know what stage it would have to happen on for people like that to care. And it doesn't define Paolo as a player to me either. I think the Celtics are a really well-equipped defense to guard a guy like him. But, yeah, it happened for sure. But we're talking about the Pistons.
Also, not canon loss because no Isaiah Stewart.
No Isaiah Stewart, no Jaden Ivey. Literally
No
doesn't
Jaden
count.
Ivey. Yeah, I was trying to think of how he. It's interesting to think about his fit because he's not a good defensive player right now. He really is. He really is going to need to live up to his potential on that end. Live up to the tools because right now this is a team that's Cade, great defenders, and then shooters. And so Jaden Ivey. Figure something out. He was taking a leap as a shooter. Cough break. But yeah, this team is interesting, and it's tough because I still feel like they need high level talent. Like they need. It was hard watching them go against Brunson, and even when Towns was playing, what did Towns finish the series at?
1,000,000 points, 1,000,000,000% true shooting.
Was he good the whole time?
I think. I don't know.
Well, he was 10 for 2. He wasn't even that good in this game, but it was like
Shut up.
he moved Jalen Duren out the way. It was crazy. How do you feel about Jalen Duren going forward? Center of the future?
I feel better about him defensively than I did in the sense that, like, you know, never really felt in this series like that was New York's Luka or something, where it's like, Jalen Duren, get involved in the action, we're going to kill you. And maybe that's just because New York isn't like the craziest pick and roll team in the league.
Which they should be. I don't know
yeah, shut up. Towns, take this 3, which he's great at, so I'm not going to be a dick. I don't know. I'm not like out on Duren or anything. I just think a lot of this to me, if we're done getting high picks, Asar has to be great.
Yeah, see, that's a little hard to count on.
And we have a couple lobbyist requests, I think, about that exact topic. Because, Let me see. Pistons. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So let me find the one I'm talking about. Roasted JB Bickerstaff. Oh, Digital Mitski says, Detroit Pistons had a good season, but I am afraid that people are just going to try and run this back. But to me, even Cade is available for the right deal. If they ran this back next year, what would even be their ceiling? I don't know. Their ceiling's not necessarily worse than it is this year or anything. I think Cade will be a better player than he is right now. Most improved player 2 times. Oh, well, Dyson Daniels won it. I forgot.
Yeah.
So maybe he'll win his first one.
Crazy. The bettors aren't tapped in.
To what?
Or they the whole time the bettors were saying Cade's the favorite.
Wow.
And then cough break. They were saying Draymond was the favorite too. He lost.
Wow. It's almost like they don't know anything, and they're fucking disgusting scumbag addicts who should be pariahs of society.
Okay.
Yep, that's right.
Like lepers.
We're fuck. What was it when you couldn't drink alcohol?
Prohibition.
We're prohibitioning again. Not for alcohol. You can do that still, but if you're gambling, I'm killing you. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. If I catch you with a deck of cards, you're done.
What if? Hold on. Is Magic allowed?
Magic the Gathering?
No, Magic Tricks.
Oh. No.
What, dude?
You're dealing with the devil.
No, dude, you don't want to make an enemy of magicians.
Every time you do a magic trick, you're flipping a coin with Mr. Satan himself.
Then you want to go to war. The magicians right now, they're just happy going around doing.
You know who sides with magicians?
You don't want them as enemies.
You know who sides? Vampires.
I don't know.
Checkmate, baby.
Because magicians are
you're literally in a corner right now.
Magicians are human.
Yeah, but they associate with, that kind of ilk.
They wouldn't invite the vampire in.
They might. They might be like, "Hey, do you want to see this trick?" And maybe that counts.
No, you know what they do? They do something cheeky. They'd go to the door and they'd say, "I'll invite you in If you could guess my card or
You can
something
guess
like
my
that.
card. Shit, that would be kind of cool. Okay, so what's the ceiling here? Run it back.
I don't want to run it back.
No, I'm cool making moves for sure.
Although we got confirmation the Celtics are exploding after this year from Shams.
Well, Kevin Durant's gonna go there, so
Oh, for who?
I don't know, probably some bullshit.
Oh, okay. Oh shoot, they're gonna be good
I know, yeah, they're gonna add Kevin Durant for nothing.
for Sam Hauser. Wow.
Okay, yeah, I don't want to run it back, but I haven't really looked into like what moves I would like to make. If you get something for Durant, I'm not opposed to that. It's just like, yeah, I like him. He's cool. Or if you could get something for Beef Stew. To me, it's like Cade Nassar. You're not getting them. If I get like a cool thing for other people, absolutely. I'm on board with like a lot of
Trade
stuff.
Asar for a men.
Ooh, who says no?
Who says
Rockets
no?
fans.
Well, if those two really wanted to make it happen, they could.
Who?
A men and Asar.
They could just like be like, hey, I'm wearing your jersey tonight.
Yeah, just do that.
Okay, all right. Let me see. Give me a number 1 through 5.
1.
That boy nice expert says, I think the Pistons front office is smart enough to make the moves at the margins that the team needs to move forward. Only ones I see is untouchable long piece. Is this even a question, or is this just a response to Digital Mitski's question? Let me see. That being said, if they just go for part 2 without changes, I see them around this. Yeah, okay, this is. Give me a number 1 through 4.
2.
Henry Cates, need a roast of JB Bickerstaff. I respect what he's done for the Pistons this year, but in the playoffs, this guy's been so shameless. Blames the refs every time he loses, but when he wins, he, quote, hates to make it about refereeing.
Nice. Pwned.
That's what I would do.
Bald. Get out my face. Go home to Detroit. That's a sucky place. Hey!
Oh, shit, diss track?
Yeah, well, he won a roast. Yeah.
Well, I thought it meant like Comedy Central roast.
Oh.
Put him in a big chair. We call him, stupid. Say, hey, you put a fucking Asar back out there. Maybe you're still coaching. You're not here at our roast of JB Bickerstaff.
There's a bizarre siren going.
There's a
outside.
bazooka.
It's like a horror movie siren. Like the Joker took over a fire truck and altered the siren. All
Like
right,
that?
not like that. No. All right, guys, don't dislike the episode for that. That was gross.
Guys, no. Like the episode. Balance it out. I want 50-50 at least.
Fitty fitty.
50-50? Can I get a tree fitty? Yeah, I don't know. JV Bickerstaff, he did bench Asar at a weird time, and Brunson got a lot of good looks as a result, and Detroit was just worse for that. I think he put in Schroeder to try and get the offense running a little more, and it didn't quite pan out. But overall, I don't know. You went from ass to like Game 6 of a serious playoff series. I'm not furious with Bickerstaff.
Yeah, good step forward. There are ceiling concerns just because I don't know how you get high-end talent. You're really relying on internal promotion, so you need. You for sure need a leap from Cade, a further shooting leap, and then you need someone to emerge, whether it's Asar, whether it's Ivy, whether it's Holland. Someone's got to come and save you.
Okay. Riley says, we are here today to mourn the loss of another team. Unlike the rest of the lower seeds in the East, the Pistons were actually exciting and good and cool and stuff. Let's take a moment of silence. May they be mentioned on the pod in like a month and a half. Let us also have a moment of silence for United Health CEO Brian Thompson and Jamie Lee Curtis's burned down house.
No, not for ha ha.
Okay, this is for Brian. This is for Brian.
That's to Jamie Lee Curtis. Yeah. All right.
And this is for Jamie Lee Curtis.
Ha ha.
Idiot. And then perhaps another moment of silence to imagine Jaylen Brown and Kristaps Porzingis kissing. What do you want to do?
Ooh.
Oh shit! He turned his camera up. Yeah, so you guys can imagine that if you want, for sure. Yours truly, Riley, a.k.a. the Montreal Masturbator. What is this? It's just like... This kind of reminds me... Damn, I'm trying to think. It feels like in the 2000s, one company would do one thing and like every other company would kind of emulate it, but I'm
like the iPhone.
I guess maybe the Zune with Microsoft. That's what the Montreal Masturbator is. Okay.
L'épinesse. That's how they talk.
Cade Rubbingham says, Pistons, can you please say something nice about Cade? Going 0 for 9 on threes really brought my spirits down.
It's actually 0 for 8. Don't be such a doom.
Yeah, don't be such a doom.
It's not as bad as you thought.
Jesus Christ. Keep your head up, dude. Yeah. All right. You know what time it is. I got to pee. Do you want to pause or do you want to yap?
All right. This pee break is, well, how long are you going to pee?
I don't know. Yeah, 30 seconds maybe?
We'll pause.
Okay, pause it.
Pee pause.
Pee pause. All right, we're hot now again. I had to hit my SD card.
The mic's hot. Oh, I've been watching I've been watching so many late night lore videos about the late night wars. Last night I watched Johnny Carson versus Joan Rivers. So Joan Rivers was actually supposed to take over for Johnny Carson.
Nice.
But then she was like the permanent co-host. Every time he was out of town, she would host the Tonight Show, and everyone loved it. It was very popular.
I remember she was very funny or whatever.
She wasn't that funny if you rewatch.
Well, she made fun of like minorities and gay people, right?
Probably every.
How is that?
Every clip I saw, she was making fun of women, being just like
maybe I'm
ultimate.
thinking of a different. I swear she was always making fun of gay people when I saw her.
She probably was. I mean, it doesn't stray too far.
Huh.
Every clip I saw, she was talking about like plastic surgeries that she was gonna have, or like it was just very insecure pick me humor. But it's
she's like Amy Schumer.
Is worse. Like it was. She must have been the first pick me girl, and it was like they.
Are we allowed to say that? Guys, comment down below if it's cool that two guys are talking like this about women.
We're hating on a specific woman. So.
No, we're hating on all women. That's okay.
But yeah, she was supposed to be the next Tonight Show
Johnny
host,
Carson. Johnny Carson too. Yes, okay.
Then an internal memo leaked showing that she was not being considered for taking over after he was going to retire.
Literally the glass ceiling. Wow.
So then she was like, well, if I'm not going to be considered, I'm going to take this offer from Fox to go host a late night show there.
Okay.
Have my own thing. And then after she did that, Johnny Carson never spoke to her ever again until he died. And it was sad. And it just showed like, yeah, he probably wasn't a good guy. Like he would, and she said he wouldn't talk to her outside of the show. So he would just have this woman on, have her make fun of women and make fun of herself, and then he's like, "Don't talk to me." The cameras are on. And you're.
He's
not
like, "No,
taking
I
the
really
show."
believe all that stuff you're saying. Don't. It's not funny.
That's why it's funny because she says it. She's the right messenger. Hopefully this gets through to the rest of the women. But yeah. There's a lot of crazy late night beef.
And
then it was supposed to be Letterman, gave it to Leno. Jay Leno was like the king of late night for a long time.
Yeah,
and
until
nobody
his face
thinks
got so small that you couldn't record it anymore.
Nobody thinks he's funny.
He had he had a disease that got worse with time, where his face just kept shrinking, and then by the time he got really into convertibles or whatever, it was just like.
They're so openly mean to him when they just do the impressions of him. Have you seen Jimmy Kimmel one time came out with like a big fake chin and just did his show?
Oh wait, who am I thinking of?
As Jay Leno.
I'm thinking not of Jimmy Kimmel, but of who's the other like late night Jimmy guy? He did blackface
Jimmy
Carl
Fallon.
Malone. Was that
Jimmy
Kimmel
Fallon?
or was that Fallon who did Carl Malone?
It was probably Kimmel.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Guys, comment on which below, Karl Malone or Jimmy Kimmel impersonation, which was more tone deaf.
Guys, comment down below if Joan Rivers was a pick-me or I just saw bad clips.
Guys, comment down below if you liked Late Night with the Devil. I thought it was pretty good.
Oh, I wish that guy had a show. He was so good. I would watch his late night show.
And his co-host was very good too. The guy who played the theremin or whatever off to the side, and they would just be like, "Look at Gus over there. He's being so silly." I liked him. Yeah. Okay.
They stole it from Conan. Next question.
The Barbarian.
No.
Yep. Who do you want to talk about next? We did Lakers funeral. We did Pistons funeral.
Did anyone else get eliminated?
I mean, tomorrow we have Nuggets Clippers on the table that you just watched, or alternatively, let me think. The Celtics beat the Magic. I think we already talked about it. The Cavs beat the Heat. Nobody cares. Shut up. The Thunder beat the Grizzlies. We talked about that. The Warriors and the Rockets. Not a ton to talk about. They play tonight, and I think that just leaves the Nuggets and the Clippers.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. So I'm so fucking mad. Christian Brown in the post-game interview had like this long, he was talking about how he has a screenshot of it on his background of his phone is a screenshot of the minutes he played in their Game 7 loss to the Wolves or whatever. And he played like 19 minutes, I think. Okay. And it's like, why are we clip farming? Win the fucking game. They lost Game 6, and now we're going home for Game 7 again. And it's just like, God damn it, dude. This was such a winnable game. Oh, my God. It's just so frustrating. Yeah, I don't know. This is probably the worst offensive series Jokic has had since, like, winning the MVP. Maybe that Phoenix series where DeAndre Ayton was the Jokic stopper. That's different, or that's worse, but he's also just gotten so much better as a player since then, and so for him to specifically close games in the fashion that he has in this series, which has been poorly, it's been very frustrating.
Which is the bigger gap? Jokic being better compared to himself then, or DeAndre Ayton being worse compared to himself then? Which gap is bigger?
Jokic being better, I would say. DeAndre Ayton, not that much worse right now than he was. I think he's so
much worse.
Chris Paul's not there anymore.
But defensively.
And he doesn't try on defense, is the thing. Chris Paul's gone, and he doesn't try on defense. Jokic is like, he's so much better at like the entire sport of basketball. He's better at shooting. He's better at passing. He's better at scoring. Like
he's better at leadership. Did you see the reports? People are coming out. He's playing. He's more free than ever. The Malone shackles have been taken off him, and he's happy about it.
All right, I guess. I don't know. As long as he does, I mean, I swear to God, if we're fucking tomorrow evening, if we're coming down the stretch of the fourth quarter and Stan Van Gundy or whoever's on the call and he's like, Jokic looks really tired, I'm going to lose my fucking mind. I can't. Like, if we just get to the end and it's the same thing, which is the Nuggets don't have a fucking bench and we're exhausted in Game 7 and we smoke the game because of that, I'll press the button, dude. I don't know what else to do.
Well, who would the button target?
I mean, I'm acting out of desperation at this point. You tell me.
That's please don't press the button.
It's mystery box button. I'm pressing the button just to feel something. They're like some random guy in Ohio. This is his button. I'm like, oh, click, I guess.
Oh, shoot. Okay. And it turns out it was the train conductor.
It was Donovan Mitchell.
It was the train conductor in New Palestine where
Ohio?
That derailed and exploded and leaked biohazard everywhere. Remember that?
I wonder what the biohazard was. Guys, are we thinking cum or poop?
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is the worst I've seen Jokic play. 25 on 22 shots, and Zubac shut him down at the end. Well, crazy.
That's really what it is. Yeah.
If he made those shots, they could have won this game. But he got shut down. I really think he and he looks flustered while doing it, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was one play where they threw it to him on the perimeter. He did a crossover, and then he like drove down to the hoop, and there were 3 guys at the rim. They were all smaller guys. It wasn't Zubats, but there were 3 people at the rim, and he didn't pass out of it. And he ended up getting blocked by Batum on that one, I think.
Yeah. Dang. I mean, there's so much to talk about here from the Clippers' perspective. So, Jokic, 20 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists in the first half. He finishes with 25, 8, and 7. He was 2 of 9 from the field in the second half, including 1 of 4 in the fourth quarter. Either he has to be better or the Nuggets lose Game 7. That's really, I mean, that's like the entire thing. And Nick Batum took over those Ben Simmons, Chris Dunn minutes. I thought that made the Nuggets' life extremely difficult on both ends of the floor. They no longer...
Another guy who brings rim protection.
Rim protection and shoot, like, it's not, nuclear shooting, but 2 of 5, 40%. And compared to Chris Dunn, we might as well be, light years into the future. The Nuggets... Without having, like, a guy on the floor, Ben Simmons or Chris Dunn, who they could just be like, please shoot the ball. Yeah, they're not good at defense, dude. Like, they're giving up wide open corner threes to fucking Norm Powell and Bogdanovich, 2, like, snipers from 3. And it's just, I don't know, the Clippers, even in what was a great James Harden game, too, I should say. But, like, it wasn't an insane, like, take over the entire time. We have no answer for James Harden kind of thing. It was just like he was very consistent and everybody else stepped up. To me, this felt like maybe the most complete top to bottom game the Clippers have played.
Yeah, surprisingly, this is a quiet Zubats game. I guess on the offensive end only.
Yeah.
Yeah, 34 minutes for Batum, only 2 for 5. But he had 3 blocks and 6 assists. I felt Batum the whole time.
Yeah, he finished with, 6 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 5 stocks. So, yeah, like, he is, like, it's just one more guy who, for a team that already can't really, like, entry pass it to Jokic, it's just one more, like, lengthy, takes away a passing angle kind of guy.
And he's also very good at... He's got like this whole routine set up where when they throw it to him and the defender's closing out, he does a quick little sidestep and then he waits for them to get in and then he swings and then that creates open threes. He's just good. He's a good smart player. But
they're calling him the Al Horford of the West. I saw a tweet like that.
Oh, okay. Remember when he had only one good game last year and it was to beat the Heat in the play-in? Was it?
Yes, for the Sixers. Yeah, I remember that.
That was crazy. So the Clippers, they have rim protection from Zubats. They get it from Kawhi. They can even, like, Chris Dunn isn't a vertical rim protector, but he's good at, like, obviously the swipe downs and stuff, and he's very good at picking up the roller to prevent them from getting, like, deep position.
Derrick Jones Jr., too.
Derrick Jones Jr., yeah, and then Ben Simmons, like, gives you a little bit if he didn't play in this latest game, but... Yeah, this is a team with a ton of rim protection. And then, as we've talked about before, the Nuggets have Jokic, Gordon, and then you pray Porter Jr. can be an obstacle. Actually, Peyton Watson was good in this game, too, in that respect.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, this yeah, it's tough because I almost feel like Jokic is taking the wrong approach against Zubats. Like, in this game, it seemed like he got frustrated and he just tried to power his way through. And that's when Zubats was getting him. I feel like he's got to go full Dirk. Maybe just like set up at the mid post area and just go.
Which he can. Like we've
also
seen him.
Embiid, yeah. If Embiid can do it, he could do it for sure. He's like as good of a shooter.
Yeah, and so it's like, well, it's not even that. It's like, it was just a weird hesitancy with Jokic where like there's one specific sequence where over the course of 2 minutes he pump faked on like 3 or 4 wide open 3-pointers. Like just he's trying to pump fake.
And what is he on the series from 3? I feel like he's shooting well.
45%, 13 of 29 from 3 so far.
He's got to pump up the volume.
Yeah, and so it's like to me he's clearly trying to get Zoo to pick up a foul. He wants to pump fake the 3, have Zoo fly out to him, and then every foul Zubats picks up, massive advantage for the Nuggets. And especially in this game, extremely physical game, both ways. It just feels like that probably benefits the Clippers more if they let everybody get away with everything, because I don't know, for the Nuggets, Jokic was smacking the shit out of people, and him not picking up those fouls is good, but for the Clippers, I think allowing Zoo and everybody to just swarm Jokic, that's probably the bigger advantage from physical reffing. And so, yeah, like, pump faking, I guess, is like a pursuit of those fouls. They're not fucking coming. You have to shoot those. And then also, yeah, what you're talking about, mid-range and the floater. It feels like the floater's been completely abandoned by Jokic, just in terms of, like, I've seen Zoo make like 10 times as many, post hooks, little touch shots. They've just kind of gone away from that for Jokic. Even though, I mean, I guess when he catches it in the middle of the floor, he's seeing 4 bodies. But yeah, it is probably the worst series I've seen Jokic play in some time, which is crazy because his defense has been good in this series.
Yeah, I feel like this series really drives home. Well, you said Jokic, right?
Yes.
Yeah. This series really drives home. It's easier to see his impact because there's a lot of like, how is this guy? It feels like people can score layups on him easy, over the course of the regular season, but he is very clearly. It's good when he's in the paint, and it's very bad when he's out of the paint. Mm-hmm. His size, just being there and being that big, causes misses. And he's just good. He's a good one.
And then he's also like, the way they've asked him to, like, the hard doubles they've kind of introduced, being like, hey, Zoo sets a screen for Kawhi or Harden, that the ball handler is seeing 2 guys flying at him.
Yeah.
And he's recovered well. Like, that's something they have not been eaten alive on those double teams, even though the Nuggets getting into rotation. Like, the corner 3 it's a problem.
Norm Powell's, that's like he obliterated them.
Yeah.
And he like, God, even when he's not making threes, he just shoots through these gaps with the closeout defenders, and just it's like Terrence Shannon-esque. The
classic, yeah.
Jokic he broke up a lob at one point in this game. He's good.
Yeah.
We got pretty good Kawhi, 27 on 22 shots. A lot of the makes were loud makes where it's just like in his face, does not matter.
Yeah. It's not you.
It's not you. We got decent Jamal. There were some stretches where he really came alive.
They're fun fact on the series, they're minus 29 with Jokic off the floor. They're minus 52 with Murray off the floor. And so...
Yeah, there was a point, I think in the fourth quarter, where he was really bringing them back. Like, he had a few big threes, and then they took him off, and they had Jokic back on. But I was like, oh, come on.
Yeah. I think... I don't know. The expectations for Jamal have varied so wildly. Like, this used to be the standard, and now it's like, hey... It's so cool that we finally got one of these again. But it was a solid game for him. I thought the Nuggets were really... One point you could, like, point to and be like, this is something you can, like, 100% expect. Like, this is not variance. This is just effort. They had 4 second chance points through the first 3 quarters of this game to the Clippers... I think like 12 or 14 through the first 3 quarters. And in the fourth quarter, the Nuggets locked in. They got 8 offensive rebounds and they scored 10 second chance points. But, I mean, that's like, if you're the Nuggets, you have got to win that battle. If you're going to turn the ball over more, which is almost certainly going to happen, you have got to, like, generate second chance points. And... the Clippers did a really good job through 3 quarters of not allowing that to happen.
I believe they were the best or one of the best teams in the regular season at preventing that, too. But, yeah, oddly enough, Zubats only had 6 rebounds in this game, and Jokic only had 7. The Kawhi led everyone with 10. Mm-hmm. Murray had 8. Westbrook had 10. Westbrook had a good game off the bench.
Westbrook, I mean, this as like... for everything that this season has led up to, it's really hard to be like, oh, Westbrook's like a big driving factor for them losing. If they lose in game, I mean, maybe if he goes like 0 of 10 or whatever, then you're like, oh, shit. It was a bad Westbrook game at the wrong time. But through 6 games, it's very hard to look at his impact for a vet minimum and be like, that's not enough. He's been really good.
Yeah, it's like in the NFL, there's a lot of backup There's 2 different kinds of backup quarterbacks. Like, one is just the guy who's going to do nothing. Like, you just bring him in and we're going to throw 3-yard passes the whole time and just pray we don't make a mistake. And then there's other guys who can actually make things happen. They could throw down the field and stuff, but they're definitely going to throw 3 interceptions every 10 passes or whatever. Westbrook is like that guy. He's like Gardner Minshew or something.
Okay.
Or Jameis Winston. Well, I guess Jameis is a star.
Jameis 30-30, Jameis Winston? Come on.
30-30, baby. So that's better than people putting up Tony Snells or like that's better than like Dario Saric. So yeah, at least he could be some kind of factor. And they've done a good job of, when he's not a factor, just limiting the playing time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, really, this like, you could point to Michael Porter Jr. has to be better.
Yeah,
if they
stinky game.
Yeah, if the Nuggets want to win Game 7, I mean, if you're a Clippers fan, you're listening to the wrong podcast. But yeah, it's just Michael Porter Jr. has to be better, and Jokic, like, I don't know, legacy's cemented. It is what it is. We're talking about the differences between like top 15 and top 18 players all time now or whatever, but it's a notable moment. The second Game 7 at home in 2 years. Win the fucking game, please. Like, I'm not trying to go through this shit again, dude. Or at least if you're gonna lose, don't go up 20 and blow it.
Guys, go watch Ben Taylor's Dirk Nowitzki video that he put out 2 summers ago, maybe. It opens with this whole sequence with Dirk against Serge Ibaka in the playoffs. I want Jokic to do to Zubats what Dirk did to Serge Ibaka. Serge Ibaka, who at that point was younger, more athletic, probably longer, probably stronger.
He shrunk as he got older?
Well, everyone does.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so I need a Jokic Carmelo Anthony game. I need 60 on all jumpers and touch shots.
That's what I'm saying, baby. I'm saying if I see a fucking quarter in Game 7 where Jokic doesn't take at least 5 shots, I'm calling the National Guard.
I want some movement threes. I feel like he can hit movement threes. Obviously, they're in slow motion, but I feel like he can run on the perimeter, catch, and just pull up.
That's possible. I mean, I don't know.
I need a report. Jokic called Carmelo Anthony before the game to ask him how he would handle this situation. Yep. From one Denver 15 to another.
Yeah. So what you're gonna want to do? Catch it. You're gonna want to face up in the triple threat position.
I need some jabs from Jokic.
He jabs a lot. He just never takes the shot.
Ugh.
Like he's very much kind of fallen back onto the concept of him as a jump shooter, to be like, well, eventually they'll bite on these, because you should if you're the defender or whatever, but he's not taking them. And so it's like, if you're Zubats, punished, if I don't ever like get like scored on without biting on the shit, then yeah, I'm not gonna fucking do it. So yeah, I don't know. I'm nervous. I really... At the same time, they're playing the Thunder afterwards. The Thunder on 10 days of rest versus you're playing again in 2 days after Game 7.
Well, they're... So think about it like this. 10 days in Oklahoma City, they were... That's 20 minutes. In New York, time moves faster. Yeah. So it's even worse, huh? It's like a year break.
Yes. Fuck, what was I gonna say? Honestly, I was thinking about this while I was doing prep. It's insane that the Nuggets are like the fact that we're going to Game 7 with like all of the. If you told me, okay, Jamal's gonna have a pretty mid first 3 games. It's gonna be the worst Jokic series in years. going to get really up and down production from Michael Porter Jr. and Russell Westbrook, and like none of the bench guys really come in and make huge contributions. And Christian Brown is going to be extremely inefficient, like 25% from three. If you told me all that, I'm like, oh, that's probably not that competitive of a series. But here we are, Game 7. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's very much borrowed time. So we'll see who could.
Okay. Can I win a series on borrowed time?
Do you think either of these guys, does one team have a better chance against the Thunder?
I mean, probably the Nuggets, just in the sense that, like, unless Kawhi is saving it, you just kind of want, at that point, I'm just like, send the best player on ahead. Yeah. Especially because it's like, hey, Harden, I respect what you're doing against Christian Brown and everybody. Lou Dort's gonna hit you in the head with a hammer.
What is Zubats? What did he do against the Thunder in the regular season?
I don't know. Let me Google it.
I feel like he might be able to drop 40, 20, 20 every game.
I don't know, dude. Hartenstein and Chet
actually there
really
was.
Good.
Wait a second. There was a game earlier in the season when Jaylen Williams had to play center. It was against the Clippers, one of those games, so they really guarded Zubats well with no center. Let
me see this. 14 points, 11.5 rebounds on 54% from the field, 56% true shooting in 4 matchups for Ivica Zubats against the Thunder this season. He had 9 points, 22 points, 11 points, and then 15 points. Fraudulent, literally fraud.
Fraud watch.
Don't even show up to Game 7.
Don't show up, Zub.
More like pizza, you big ass.
Yeah. More like, hey, Jubac. I don't know. I was going somewhere with that. He's not Jewish.
Hey, there's reports that Sabonis is the coach killer. Have you seen that?
Oh, wait. No, what?
I didn't look into it. I meant to because I knew you'd be so interested in it. I saw there was a podcast that was apparently Sabonis was really unhappy with the way the offense was being run prior to the Kings firing Mike Brown and everything. And he just I don't know. All I saw was Kings Twitter's reaction to it, which was yeah, let's kill this guy. Who do you think you are, being demanding about things, Sabonis? And so I thought you'd be on board with that.
Well, a Sabonis offense is the most moral offense in the world. If you try and take the ball out of his hands, it's anti-Semitic.
That's weird. That sounds familiar to something else I was listening to.
Huh.
Yeah. Oh, it was the H3 debate. That's what it was. That guy's smart. He really knows what he's talking about. And if you disagree, guys, comment down below.
Anti-Semitic.
Nah, I don't think that'd be good for our algorithm. A bunch of comments. Anti-Semitism.
Kenny comes in at next time Kenny's on 2 years from now. It's all the comments. It's yeah, hating on Josh Giddey's anti-Semitic. Will Hardy's anti-Semitic for not giving Bryce Heads a bother. That's just our memes. That's just our community.
Just our memes, guys. Kenny comes on, comments. This guy's literally racist, and he's just what are they talking about?
Every gripe every issue they have with a take of his, they're like, Kenny's anti-Semitic for this.
He's just I'm never coming on again. Oh my god! All right, what are we at? An hour 48? What do you want to do? Do you want to pad this out 13 minutes, or you want to wrap it up? Oh, wait. We have some lobbyist requests. I forgot.
Oh.
So
also, do you think the Warriors close it out tonight?
Yes. I'm just going to keep saying yeah.
Yeah.
Got to be right one of these times. All right, Nuggets, Clippers. Let me find this shit. Damn, my notes are so messy.
Damn.
What the hell? Give me 1 through 4. Give me 1 through 6.
6. Well, do we have any unfamiliar names? Do we have any first-time lobbyists?
We have
because people are always saying you skipped me.
You skipped me. It's a who's who of regulars here. We got the Big Cheese, Idris Elball, That Boy Nice Expert, Nikola Jokic's Stable, Mormon Muffman, and Private PAP. I've never.
Let's do those two. And also, That Boy Nice Expert already had one, right?
Okay, well then shut the hell up, dude. Go on. Mormon Muff Expert says, hello, junk and pervert.
Oh! Mine is so much worse.
I'm just junk. I'm cool with that. It's like a morning radio show. Junk and pervert in the morning.
Joan Rivers is a pick-me, dude.
Yeah, so given a hypothetical scenario where you have two to bet, or where you have to bet on
Two Tibetan what?
where you have to bet on one of these groups to defeat a gorilla in combat. Who do you choose?
Oh.
25 Nikola Jokic's, 50 Russell Westbrook's, 5 Jamal Murray's equipped with spears. Thanks. Looking forward to your valuable insight. -M&M out.
Jamal with spears is good, because Jamal is huge. Remember,
He's pretty big.
he's 6'5". Hot tea on those thighs. He's got high pain tolerance.
Let's see who can handle more pain, the gorilla or Jamal Murray.
Yeah, he could take some damage from the gorilla. So Jamal's interesting. 25 Jokic's. Jokic is very strong. I feel like he's got the remnants of the USSR spirit, maybe, within the Serbian society.
So he's got bear fighting in his genes.
And they would sacrifice themselves for the cause, like Chernobyl. Like
okay.
There would be some.
They go to the coal mining place in the Chernobyl TV show, and they're like, "There's a gorilla in the radioactive mess. There's a gorilla down there. You have to kill him."
100 of you. I've started seeing sad. I actually got really sad. I was seeing a TikTok yesterday where people are like, they're making the gorilla a sympathetic figure. They're like, the gorilla was just scared. He didn't.
The gorilla would.
Yeah.
That's what I've prefaced all of this with the fact.
I feel so bad for the gorilla.
The gorilla shouldn't have to fight 100 people. It's unfair.
They're like 100. The men were fighting to prove a point. The gorilla was fighting for its life. I'm like, no, don't attack the gorilla. And then how many? 40 Westbrooks?
50 Westbrooks, 25 Jokic's, 5 Jamals with spears.
Westbrook is also huge and strong. So
I'm going Westbrook here.
Could a gorilla break a spear? Probably.
Yes. Have 100 so 50 Westbrooks. I'm saying have 15 of them run as fast as they can in circles around the gorilla. Confuse him, because that's like, you know, when Killua does like the after images effect.
Yeah.
Full speed Westbrook could do that no problem.
Yeah. So honestly, I do think every one of these groups would get it done. But yeah, maybe Westbrook just for sheer quantity.
And a lot of this is just like, no one understands how fast gorillas get tired. They're not endurance animals, so it's like, yeah. All right, give me. I'll do private PAP. Russell Westbrook legacy game incoming. Who's with me? Parentheses. The light inside me is fading.
Did anyone reply to him?
I think someone did, but I deleted it because I don't read
shoot.
Well, not on the Patreon. I just deleted it when I copied and pasted it.
No solidarity with this guy. No one's with you.
No one's. Who's with me? Come on, guys. Coach is right.
Yeah.
We want to win. We got to do it ourselves.
Guys, stop talking. The teacher's trying to teach us about the war. Let's lock in.
Okay, so now we just have, the classic goon squad here. Give me a number 1 through 4.
4.
Nikola Jokic's stable. Do you think the basketball gods hate the Porter family? Is there some kind of medical cocktail the Nuggets could put together so Porter could move his arm in Game 7 and be somewhat useful? Yours truly, NJS. He's been better post shoulder injury. I get that the last game sucked, but I don't know.
I think normal God hates the Porter family.
Well, they are not living by Christian values. They're gambling and they're being transphobic, and so it's like,
well, that's new evangelical Christianity, which is kind of better.
Evil angels. That's what that's short for.
Really, Michael Porter Jr. would. God, he would invite a vampire in. That idiot.
Well, he'd be like, "You want to be on my podcast?"
Yeah, I'll be on your podcast. Just could you invite me into the studio?
Oh, come on in.
Oh my God. So So what porn do you watch?
Vampire who gets invited in. Oh my god, this guy's an idiot. That was too easy.
Takes away the thrill of the chase.
Michael Porter Jr., I don't know. Just the basketball gods. He's still playing. He had like 3 back surgeries before he was fucking 12 years old or whatever.
Yeah, he is on borrowed. Before
You know, like,
that's an exaggeration. That'd be crazy. Just continually up Michael Porter Jr.'s obstacles.
they cut his legs off when he was a baby. He's still playing basketball.
Well, people criticize the passing. This guy couldn't see until 17. This guy had and then he didn't get peripheral vision until 24.
Oh man. Yeah. No. I don't know. I'm not that worried about. I'm worried about Jokic. Fucking. It's just weird to have this stability for so long. To just be like, yep.
Like Obama, 08 to 16. Back when everything.
Yeah. Nikola Jokic, since he won the first MVP, is a lot like Barack Obama from 2008 2016. And now.
Because every once in a while, he'll just have his Marcus Morris moment.
Now, what's Obama's Marcus Morris moment?
Oh, we know. Hospital wedding.
Yeah. No, that was not. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Also, our podcast is better than Obama's.
I never listened to it. He's got a better voice than we do. That's for sure.
Well, he's boring. He'd be good with us.
He should have George Bush on, and they should power scale feats.
Oh, with their own, or just like they go into a different universe every episode? Like,
well, they could start with their own, but once that's been exhausted.
Well, today, George, we're getting into Gravity Falls.
Hey, where does Zeus max out at?
I never actually watched the show. Is there someone named Zeus, or are you talking real Zeus?
No, he's just a big fat guy in the show. His name's Zeus, but he's cool. You never watched? That's crazy. That seems like such a you show, Mr. I Love Summer.
Oh, I loved the summer vibe. Even though I wouldn't actually like to be there because it was Mississippi with no AC. The summer vibes in the first half of Sinners were real good.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is better, Nope or Sinners?
Nope. But
Yeah.
Sinners is still really good. Would you like more, Nope or Sinners? Sinners? That's fair.
Only marginally.
Yeah, it's pretty close for me. But I would still go Nope, I think. All right, give me number 1. Yeah. Give me number 1 through 3.
2.
That was okay, the big cheese. Idris Elba. Juts and Poltz. Jolly Creamer here. Just finished undergrad. Congratulations.
Woo!
Your price just went up, pal.
You do know the job market's horrible, dude. Not an
stayed
accomplishment. Go to grad school, idiot.
I got some words for you. Floor seats Inuit. I got my tool in. Inuit like... I think it means Intuit. Well, he spelled it like the beautiful, respectable native people.
Floor seats to the Inuit.
Floor seats to the Inuit. I got my tool in. Fourth quarter yelling, why isn't Batum in?
Yeah.
Please get the reference. How do y'all feel about his defense last night? And do you believe he can keep this up? Also, new nickname for Westbrook, the Pendulum. One terrific play, then one equally terrifying. That's what it's felt like, especially in this series. Love y'all. -IEB.
Kawhi is the metronome, and then Westbrook is the pendulum.
The pendulum.
He could swing a series. But yeah, we already did our glazing of Batum's defense. And then what else?
I don't know. Weren't you paying attention?
Well, sometimes you don't have money for attention.
Sometimes I got to tell attention to take a hike. The big cheese. What type of nugget is Jokic? Is he a Wendy's nugget? A Chick-fil-A nugget? Parentheses, or the forbidden Taco Bell nugget. This is very important information. I expect to hear from you soon. TBC, the first dash to ever be made.
Okay. What type of nugget? So, I gotta say, I do think McDonald's nuggets are the gold standard, and I do think Jokic is the gold standard.
It's tough to give him that comp. Let me think. To
The
me,
Taco
Jokic
Bell
is,
nuggets are good.
he's more of a chicken tender. He's not really a nugget. That's the problem. He's a Raising Cane's chicken tender. That's what I'm thinking. But I never had the Taco Bell nuggets, so.
Well, just the ceiling for I'm a nugget and tender lover, but the ceiling doesn't approach what Jokic's ceiling is in basketball. Like
Yeah.
we would have to be talking like Ethiopian food or something to really quantify
yes, like
Jokic.
a truly transcendent Jokic game is like a meal that you leave and you're speechless afterwards. You're just like, holy fuck, that was so good. I don't even know what to say.
But as far as nuggets goes, I really think it's the best. The highest ceiling is fresh McDonald's nugget. I don't know.
That doesn't mean we're buying them. That doesn't mean we support them. Just
it's just the best in the biz.
like
Wendy's are too small.
I don't remember Wendy's.
Burger King are horrible.
Let me think. I like popcorn.
They just make you feel bad after.
You know what's good popcorn chicken is Sonic. They just I don't like any of Sonic's sauces. One of the important things for me is like a good dipping sauce. Like I love a good homemade ranch, or this is why I like Cane's. I love Cane's sauce. All of Sonic's sauces are like in the little packages, like pre-packaged. That's not for me. I like something made fresh.
They had something called groovy sauce. I had Sonic on 4th of July, and they had groovy sauce, and I know because they forgot it. They forgot to give me the groovy sauce.
Well,
so I don't know if I ever tried
that's
it.
That's your Szechuan sauce. You got to travel back in time to get the groovy sauce.
And people really like Chick-fil-A nuggets. I don't like them that much. They're okay.
I like them well enough. Yeah, I don't know. I want a burger now. I'm hungry. What are you doing for dinner?
Get a burger.
If you want a burger, then get a burger.
Oh,
all right.
I'll tell you what.
What?
Shrinkflation has hit Nando's.
Nando's. What happened?
Everything was way smaller, and it was pricey.
It's fucked up. This is Trump's America, dude. I'm telling you.
Trump's America, everybody.
That's really his biggest power scaling feat so far. Killing 1 million people with COVID, and then this, where he's like, I've massively decreased the value of your dollar.
Yeah, but my dad says it's just going to be 2 years of pain, and then we'll be good.
2 years, and then we'll be back where we started.
No, we'll be better than ever. We'll be. Yeah, we'll be on top.
Who's we? Is Trump involved in this? And like,
well, just everyone. We'll just America economy will be better than ever. Everything will be good.
Okay. Do you ever get concerned that like there are things we can't realistically produce in America, and so then like, I don't know, like just putting these kind of blanket tariffs across the rest of the world is just gonna cause like pretty important pieces of the cycle of our economy to completely break down, and then does that worry you at all?
By the time these 2 years are up, people are going to be begging to give us what we can't grow.
Begging strips.
They'll be begging to give us.
Okay. Adam Silver will be begging to come on this show.
That slut. So who had Skims on the court? Pistons or Knicks?
I don't
Someone
know.
did.
I wasn't paying. I don't think about things like that. When I see Skims,
it's hard
I'm
not
like,
to. When
I'm
you
like,
have
whoa, milk. I think we're on a big delay.
Breast milk?
I think we're on a big delay.
It's not fixing itself.
Well, it's a good thing we're at the end of the episode. Do you have any final thoughts for the people?
No.
You never do. David Robinson, take it away.
Up tempo means I'm gonna run you into the ground. endurance race. Whoever's got something left to give in the fourth quarter wins. Up tempo means I'm gonna run you into the ground.